T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world, episode 576, the second annual New Breed on the Block All-Star episode is going down tonight. I'm your boy MJ, and of course with me, the one and only Big E Top G Villarino. What's up, player?
What's up, everybody? What's up, man?
That time of year again, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, quite the year, though.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
I'm really excited for tonight, by the way. We have quite the roster of people on tonight's show. All hands selected, of course.
Yes, sir.
But listen, before we get to tonight, how you doing? What's going on? How'd the show go that you just vended this weekend?
For those out there, Saturday was fucking bad, right? Saturday, we all went home.
Like you tank when you say bad, or what do you mean by bad?
Saturday was like one animal.
Well, could be worse, but still. When you do as many shows as we do, we roll averages. Yeah, it matters.
We know where we should be. You know me, bro. I run massive detail of numbers.
You're always trying to perform better,
Yeah. So all of us were down, bro. Sunday, we fucking killed that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's why. So the reason I bring this up is that anyone out there that's starting a vend, do not worry about sales the first day. I mean, don't worry about sales, period, but don't go putting pressure on yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Be positive. Me and Alvaro, we're talking, and we're like, yo, we're happy. We're happy to be here. We're smiling.
Healthy.
We're giving great energy to customers and families, and we're not just looking pissed off, and we killed it Sunday. So stay positive.
Hey, you look at the beauty of a lot of people who do vend. They vend with friends. Like, you got to understand, you're having a good time as far as who you're with for the most part. And if you're not, maybe consider being a part of some people who vend and get yourself out there, because it is a lot easier once you have people to work with. You know what I mean? But yeah, the whole sales things, bro, especially here's the thing. If you don't know about sales and you're not used to sales, it could definitely get into your head. And you might think like, is it me? Is it this? Is there that? But you have somebody like Emilio who does this for a living, who will go a whole show and sell just one snake. Okay, but then the next day it could be a whole nother change of events, which you just talked about. So I'm glad you got to share that.
Nobody wants to talk to you if you look pissed off, nervous.
Facts, dude.
Nobody wants to talk to you. If you look angry, nobody wants to talk to you. There's other tables, so don't do that.
Yeah, and even sparking conversations where there's really no need to, just do it. Just kind of get used to just sparking those conversations. I feel like is so important. Man, shout out to everyone in the chats tonight, man. I know everyone's here for a beautiful time. And again, like, this is my favorite time of year, because this is where obviously me and Milo put our heads together for this episode. And then I obviously get everything together, what I need to do to end the year with a bang, because I like to end the year with a huge bang. That's how I usually do my thing. So, but for tonight, I'm looking forward to talking to everyone individually and getting them on the show. I do want to say shout out to anyone out there who supports US ARC or US ARC Florida. Okay, if you don't know what US ARC is, do us a favor. Go to the third link in the description below. Check out US ARC. Become a member today as low as $5 a month. These numbers of being members for US ARC really do matter, okay? Especially when it comes to presenting cases, legislations that are against us keeping animals, all that stuff, okay? So shout to anybody out there who supports US ARC or US ARC Florida. And if you can't become a member, and if you have a platform, talk about it, okay? Just pass that information down, because it's all about word of mouth when it comes to US ARC also. So thank you to anyone out there who supports US ARC and US ARC member. Big E, Top G, Villarino at the Reptile Super Show, January 11th and 12th. This is going to be quite the time. Are you excited?
West Coast? Yeah, hell yeah, man. This is going to be my first show outside the state of Florida, and we went for the whole shebang, bro. We're going to the West Coast, baby.
Dude, this is going to be crazy to see. And we kind of talked about this, over a year ago, and it's about to go down. And I can't believe it's about a month away, January 11th.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
Okay, real quick, what are you game planning for such a crazy, journey? We're taking all these animals across the country to vent on the West Coast. Can we maybe talk about a little bit in preparation you have for plan for this?
I'm gonna get with Eslin, Firehogs, and Alvaro. They've done it already. I have an idea what I'm gonna do. They said it's pretty easy. Me and Eslin are gonna rent a cargo van in Los Angeles, and we're gonna rent close to each other, and it's gonna be a Miami thing.
I can't wait. And listen, can we like, if this, first and foremost, no expectations, right? Come have a good time, whatever. But if the stars align and you fucking just knock this shit out of the park, if it makes sense, will you come back? Like,
Listen, you saw me at your table last year, but you haven't seen me in my zone and with my shit, and
that's fucked up. So wait.
No,
Wait. You're telling me you didn't give me full Big E top G behind my table?
But I have my processes. That's yours. It's different. It's a little different. I worked at your table hard, but
I didn't sell a lot that day, just so you know.
But I tried. But I'll tell you this. I'm gonna be in my zone. Lisette's gonna be in her zone. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're gonna go hard.
Oh, it's gonna be sick. All right, can't wait to see.
And then Mark, it's gonna be great.
Mark. Yeah, I got Mark Bailey. By the way, he's not working. He's just chilling. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
He made it clear. All right, but listen, shout out to Reptile Super Show, Rami, the entire Reptile Super Show team. We will see you in January. Also, shout out to the Chipper, #1 substrate in the game. All right, go to COCODO.com. Your entire order, if you put in TrapFam24 in the promo code, you're gonna get 24% off that entire order. I prefer the COCO to go. All right, less work, less stress, less dust. First and foremost, it's my choice for sure, and I love it. Okay, thank you, Chipper. Okay, again, that's COCODO.com, TrapFam24 promo code, and save yourself 24% off. Shout out to Blake Exotic Feeders, #1 quail, top quality quail. Okay, bred on this guy's property, sent straight to your doorstep, ships anywhere in the United States. Okay, #1 quail breeder in the game, and I love it. Been working with Blake for over a year now. And I will say majority, if not almost all my reptiles have quail a part of their diet, okay? Other than the ball pythons, I will say everything else for sure gets a quail, and that's a fact. So thank you so much, Blake, for putting me on game and also just supplying the entire reptile hobby with top-quality quail. Peace of mind's everything in this game, and when it comes to not having to worry about third-party rodents or whatever that you have to get, it changes everything. So again, Blake Exotic Feeders on Instagram. Check them out, all right? Appreciate you so much, Blake. Shout out to Rare Genetic Inc., #1 in the shed testing game. Okay, Ben and Sean do big things. If you head over to RGI, Rare Genetic Inc. on Instagram, give them a follow. You could be up to date on new tests that come out. I know there's full panels that are out now. So many exciting things with the shed testing game, all right? Not to mention the boa constrictors and other species are going to be a part of this at some point. So thank you so much, Ben and Sean, over at Rare Genetic Inc. All right, we have a big episode planned here in the near future to kind of give you guys awareness on shed testing as well. Okay, there's some fraudulent activity happening, unfortunately, when it comes to shed testing. But guess what? We're gonna address it tonight. I'm just kidding, not tonight. That was a joke. All right, shout out to Ben, shout out to Sean, and shout out to everyone out there. I cannot help but to be ready for this episode. I want to drop these players in, bro. We got 5 motherfucking hitters in the ball python game about to be on this episode, and I got questions for all of them, especially Krista. I got some hot seat questions for Krista. Okay, all right, you ready or what? Should we do it?
Let's go.
All right, guys, do me a favor. First and foremost, let's get the likes up for all these all-star fucking guests that we have on tonight's show. Okay, they put in the work. They deserve to be here on tonight, and it's going down. All right, do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated. Episode 576, New Breeder on the Block All-Star of 2024. Coming at you right now. Let's go. Choo!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it.
All right, and we're live, episode 576, the New Breeder on the Block All-Star episode 2024. I'm going to do something different, bro. I think we should drop them in individually. And say why we picked them. You down for that?
Yeah, let's
Cool.
do it.
Hey, don't look like you're upset with me right now. Everyone in the chat thinks you want to fuck me up. They're like, why does Emilio look so mad? That's what they're saying in the chat right now. I'm just kidding. They didn't say that.
What?
All right, here we go. My first one. I'll go first. All right. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like this guy from the get-go, okay? Only because you gotta understand, man. Guys who've been on this earth longer than others have experience. They come from a different place. Like you're my older homie, Big E, you know, and you've learned some things that I haven't learned in life, right? And I know I'm not trying to put too much age on, I'm just saying. But listen, all right, this individual, I think, not only had an impact on his New Breed on the Block episode, but I feel like still does on the entire reptile hobby, because he talks about a lot of things that not a lot of people aren't comfortable talking about, like, you know, market trends and stuff to, not to do the normal stuff when coming into the hobby. But I want to introduce the first guest of tonight's All-Star episode, and that's my man Craig, Bash Coder Reptiles. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How's it going, guys?
Good to have you here. How you living, Craig?
Doing great. I can't believe we're like 3 weeks from the new year. It's unbelievable.
Can you believe the year's already almost done?
Unbelievable. It's fun to do these. That taking a look back at the year.
Yeah, man. Bash, Craig, you're like the Barry White with that mic, dog. Yeah, go.
I would say probably 10% of your vote of being on here is because of your voice. Okay, just so
see,
you know.
There you go.
So that was huge. But no, seriously, Craig, I've seen your involvement, man. Like, I really feel like you take this, what we do, a little bit more serious than the average hobbyist, maybe because you really do love this and you're vested. But, listen, what has been maybe your biggest take back of this entire year, you would say? Like, what's maybe the biggest thing you've learned?
I really think that it's this idea of seeing my collection more in 3D and less my defined projects. That's really been the theme for me this year, is really trying to say, how can my projects interact with each other and do more things than just sort of, I've got this male and these 3 females, and that's my project. And for me, that's been it. Also, I just think just being able to be comfortable in my own skin as a breeder.
Yes.
And not worrying about feeling behind, yes. Because the more I get kind of dialed into what I'm doing, the less I feel behind,
Right, because people in this game think results is what makes you, right? I mean, and it does in a sense, but really, like, you have to enjoy the time while you're here before you even get any results, because you might not even get results. Correct me if I'm wrong, right, Craig? Like, some people don't even see the point of seeing a snake come out of the egg. Some
for sure, and trust me, there are a lot. If you want to be unhappy, there's a lot easier ways to be unhappy than having a reptile collection. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta love it. And sometimes it gets daily. What? Go, Biggie.
Another thing, you can't worry about what other people think, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Do your thing and follow, what you want to do. If someone else don't like it.
Yeah, that's the beauty about this, right? Because we all have, like, we're all here to do what satisfies our taste in whatever morph, whatever project, right? But that doesn't mean we all can't mesh together, and we're not even all meant to mesh together first and foremost, but doesn't mean we all can't be here having fun doing our own thing, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. We're doing our own thing with what we have. Like, these are our animals, right, that we're working with.
Absolutely. And I think that's really been, I really feel like I've settled in this year. The stuff that was hard in previous years, I've sort of figured out. And now it's about more of the creative stuff and relationships. Like you said, it's like being able to do this in community has been just really awesome. And I'm a part of some great communities.
100%. All right. Thanks for being here, Craig. We have a lot of topics to cover tonight. Emilio, go ahead and drop your pick. I mean, and mind you, we all agreed to who we have here on here tonight, but who's the person you want to mention who you had picked for tonight's show, Emilio? And why? Why?
Well, we mostly all agreed. Okay. Next, let's bring in Matthew from Ball Brilliance.
Ball Brilliance, Matthew Marshall in the building. Dude, this guy's so gangster, he skipped sound check.
I'm sorry about that, man. That's my fault. My bad.
Were you skinning something you just hunted or what? What was going on? Were you busy?
Oh, you talking about the animals in the back? Those are roadkill, man. We picked them up.
Dude,
Real.
Good to have you here, Matt.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate you guys.
Hey, so you asked me why I picked him, right?
Yeah.
This guy has phenomenal animals. He's hit some amazing stuff already, and we've built a friendship. We message and we talk here and there, and all I want to tell you is, yo, I want you to be as badass and less humble. Be like your animals. Your animals are fucking badass. Okay, so I want you to flex a little bit and be a little less humble. Be a little less humble, bro.
Don't be pressured, man.
I mean, I'm doing it. I'm here.
Yeah, I want you to share your opinions and just let us know, what made Ball Brilliance and don't be so humble.
Semantic and clown, man. That's what made Ball Brilliance. For real.
No, but really, it's great to have you here tonight, Matt. I'm looking forward to it. And like I was telling Craig and others in Soundcheck, I got individual topics for you guys specifically. And I don't take anything lightly what Big E just said about you. Like you have projects that are very, very relevant, my man. And for somebody, and here's the thing, I like people who are quiet, but then their work is so loud where it gives them a reason not to have to say much. Okay.
The heat speaks for itself.
It does. But there's a time and place where you got to have to start speaking. And
for sure.
Tonight's time, buddy. You're here. It's going down.
I remember the line I wanted to say.
Okay.
And it goes with what you have. Release the Kraken.
Right on.
Let's go.
Plan, man. Those redhead Kraken stuff is cracking. It's really good.
All right, so thanks for being here, Matt. All right, the next person I'm dropping into the mix is also somebody I've just overall, if it comes to having to have no choice but to drop your jaw because how beautiful these projects are that you're seeing. I gotta say, man, out of the Windy City, Juan, okay, is making so much noise out of this part of the country, and I'm glad to have him here, a part of tonight's show. But what is good, Juan?
What's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight?
Thanks for being here, buddy. How you living?
Oh, man, loving it. Doing good, man. It's a little cold out here, but we're doing good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. All year you've been showing quite the heat, no?
Oh, hey, man, we're just working, trying to just work our projects and stay in our lane and just do. I mean, we're doing what we all love, right? Breeding. I mean, this is what we're all here for, and I'm fortunate enough and blessed enough to be, making these amazing animals and being able to share it with all of you guys. I think that's what's most important here. And hey, I love doing what I'm doing, and that's why you see me sharing these animals with you guys.
Yeah, man.
I want to, and I feel like when I'm showing you guys these animals I'm making, I want you guys to be as excited as I am when I'm making these. That's why I'm showing them and sharing them, and that.
Well, man, I'm sure, Craig, you could probably attest to this, working with other species. Sometimes you get kind of drifted off and you're not thinking of ball pythons as much, but then you'll see somebody post a snake, such a ball python, like what you've been posting, and it gets you right back on track. Like I see shit that you post, bro, and it gets me excited to be still a part of the ball python game.
Oh, man, appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, bro. So I'm glad to have you here tonight. All right. We have quite the topics lined up for tonight's episode. But Emilio, why don't you drop the next all-star on tonight's episode?
All right, so let's bring in our own Krista.
Oh no, okay. I wanted to bring in Krista, man.
I didn't want to leave her last,
No, I want her to be last. No, do the other one. I want Krista. Leave Krista for me. You do.
Bring in.
Hey, you guys, my parents used to fight like this. And
let's bring in ZDZ.
ZDC, the young hitter.
Zaninator.
What is up, Zane?
What's up?
Thanks for having me on.
All right, Emilio, why'd you have Zane be a part of this?
Bro, this guy is the youngest cat killing it in the game, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Without a doubt. I think that's a fact. There ain't nobody as young as you killing it in the game. You're beating Hey, listen, man, you're beating some men and guys that have been doing this forever in sales, dog. Like, you're a young man. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, saying you're not a young man or whatever, but you're beating guys out there pretty bad in sales, bro.
I don't know.
Hey, how does that feel?
I mean, I haven't really thought about it that much.
Yeah, but hey, seriously, hey, so all jokes aside, you're doing amazing, and you're producing some amazing animals. I have 2 of your animals in my collection. They're phenomenal, and you killed it on your new breed on the block, and that's why you're here, bro.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I will say,
by the way, we might have to talk about that double head sunset puzzle you got posted.
Let's do it. We can work something out.
way to fuck up the vibe and say sunset. I mean,
hey, sunset sells, Papa. Just
save it. All right, just that's the topic of tonight. Just relax, okay? And I just want to say, Zane, if it's one thing I admire this hobby is the youth. Like, I see some young people in this game that I'm just like, holy shit! Like, it blows me away to see young people in here so like have such a good head on their shoulders. You know what I mean? Because I'm very thankful I did come into this reptile game late. Because if I did come into my 20s, oof, I think I would have fucked that up bad. But you, for being the agent you are, but the way you carry yourself, you have quite the future in this game, bro. And I'm excited to have you here tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, okay. Yeah, she's one of our own. She's one of our family members for sure. Okay. And she has, you know, one thing you don't have to tell Krista, like you just told Matt, like to kind of get some, like, you know, kind of speak. Krista speaks up now. I don't think there's no having to tell Krista to speak up. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things. I'm proud of this young lady. But without further ado, the fifth and final, okay, but not least, Krista.
What's up?
Products. What's up, Krista?
What's up? How are you guys doing?
The only female in the building. How do you feel?
Feels great. Gotta represent the females. Strong, powerful. Let's go.
Okay, talk about powerful, Krista. I love having you a part of the network, but I really enjoyed the collaboration episode you did with Craig. It was Craig and who else? That was Billy from Rose, right, Craig?
Billy. Yep.
That I feel like right there, that was a good episode. And I really feel that kind of got you comfortable as far as like speaking about certain stuff. But I want to hear it from you. Like, how's the year been, Chris? I feel like you've grown a lot in 1 year. And let's talk about it.
Yeah, getting into first year breeding. I got into it July of 2023, starting to buy stuff and got pretty lucky with Proven Girls going and making some stuff and trying to really dial in on what projects I want to do. That's been the hardest part. Started in it hearing recessive everything. So I kind of jumped in thinking I needed to do all these triple and quad stuff right off the bat. And I kind of refocused and started at the more smaller level with the right codoms and thinking of it more of an ingredient piece when I'm adding stuff and how it fits multiple steps ahead with the other animals I have and kind of building a good base and going from there.
And like, where are you at ideally foundation wise with your projects? Like, do you feel like you're pretty concreted in what you want to work recessive wise and incomplete dominant wise?
I would say so. Yes, I'm pretty close to, well, I keep saying that it's hard, man. Stop buying animals, but pretty on the base that I want. And then just kind of building the pieces that I have from there, not feeling like you have to buy everything. If you have the right base, you can make it. So.
Yeah, and okay, I want to talk to Matt because Matt, I will say first and foremost, you know, if it comes to like my ideal choice of high-end projects, like the incomplete dominance and the projects that you work with, I've always told you I'm a huge fan of those combinations. But where are you at as far as like, you know, because I feel like no matter what we do, there has to be some sort of evolving with the project, right? Where are you at with potentially taking maybe a project a different direction, like in the next year or so?
Well, I plan to put in like the Kraken stuff into the Axanthic clown.
Wow.
So like, you know, GHI, Wookiee, Mojave, because I don't have those genes in my Axanthic clown project. So hopefully I can get those in there, you know, make a male, you know, head clown that has a bunch of genes stacked that like can add that to the Axanthic clown project for me.
Awesome. And
that's
you know,
my plan.
Yeah, and I'm curious
if it happens though, you know. I mean, like you guys are saying, you know, I mean, these it's a gamble. You know, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a grab bag.
Yeah. And for you, Juan, you know, like I said, I feel like you're so solid with a lot of shit that you post. But is there anything that you're considering taking project-wise a different direction than you have been within the next year or so?
I mean, yes and no. I'm pretty much, remember, like when we were last, you know, I've been thinking about this last year since I've been on here. Remember I told you guys I was setting my foundation as far as where I wanted to be with the animals and the females in my rec. And I think this year we went towards that, up that hill and did the breedings, and we pretty much hit good, solid odds as far as hitting those animals that we wanted. So now it's about getting those, you know, babies up to size, right? Now we got to get those animals that I made, you know, this year, get them up to size. But as far as getting into a new project or new recessive, I'm pretty much set on my recessives. This year I did add the True Ghost into my collection.
Wow.
And you know, we got shots, I mean, in the spring, hopefully we got shots at making the DJ Xanthic Clown, DJ Xanthic Clown and DJ Xanthic Krypton. So we have 3 females that should be giving us eggs here soon. So
damn,
I mean,
two Xanthic people, right? That's mark that down
for sure.
Yeah, so we got shots at that. And then
Underrated.
I added and then I've had paint in my collection. You know, I have a hypo paint double visual.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So we're adding the hypo clown into that and hypo puzzle into that, and you know, just dude, we're taking this to the top, man, for sure. So you know,
Damn.
little by little, man. You know.
All right, let's go to the young hitter, Zane. What's up, Zane? Let's talk about maybe anything you're looking to potentially pivot project wise in the next year or two, either by adding something or maybe doing something different. What do you have to maybe share with us?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that I've been pretty weak on a lot of the Kodam stuff in my collection. I felt like I overemphasized on getting like as much recessive stuff as I can.
Right.
So I'm trying to add like some chocolate, some special, like redhead, those sort of genes that like make minor impacts, but when you combine them all together, you can make something super crazy.
Would you add Wookiee?
Oh yeah, Wookiee's nice as well. It's pretty similar to Mahogany, which I have some too.
You think Wookiee and chocolate are similar? I'm just for confirmation.
I mean,
not really, right?
What does the Wookiee clown look? Does it look?
I'm mainly giving Emilio shit. Emilio swears to God that Wookiee and clown are identical. I don't think so.
Wookiee and chocolate, you mean?
Fine.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Wookiee and chocolate. My bad. Wookiee and chocolate.
That's
Wookiee.
fine.
That's
We'll be talking about it in the next 5 years, and you know. All right.
But no, really, Zen, you can't go wrong either way. First and foremost, I think.
But hey, but let me ask you guys this: what's killing it in the game right now the most? Chocolate or Wookiee?
That's a hard one. I think. I think
Wookiee.
I think
Wookiee.
Wookiee, yeah.
Nah. Chocolate's
a
killing
lot
it
more
right now,
chocolate
bro.
stuff.
Everywhere.
You just had some people all say Wookiee right now. I don't know what do you want, Emilio?
Wookiee's up and coming. Comparative.
So
Okay.
Wookiee and chocolate and the single gene, it's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But once you add it, once you combo it up, that's when you see the Wookiee superior to the chocolate. From the stuff I've been breeding, right? I have both in my collection. When you combo it up, Wookiee is superior in what it's doing in every combo. From what
It's
I've
not
seen.
the same gene, though. I mean, rare
not.
genetics have proven that it's not the same gene.
Yeah.
They look similar.
Yeah.
It was also proven that confusion and acid are not the same. So
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
okay.
I didn't
So
know that.
So, yeah.
again, we could go off into other conversations, but
For sure.
the impact on the market, I still say chocolate's having more of an impact on the market overall.
It's more established for sure.
We could do numbers on all this. We could have a little experiment this week if you guys want.
But I guess overall, more exciting for what's currently happening right now would be Wookiee, as far as because we haven't seen enough of it yet. Like maybe there's been enough chocolate examples but we haven't seen the Wookiee stuff yet. Okay, kind of like I mean, let's be real. Ultramel Monarch, right? People swore to God there was the same thing, but here we are, 2025 now, and we know they do different stuff. And I will say though, I see a lot drastic difference. Me personally with Ultramel and Monarch, I don't see it drastically quite different yet with Wookiee Chocolate. But then again, I'm not working with combos like Juan's working with first and foremost. And I think once you're tapped into that type of level of shit, then you can really see what does what, you know. And I have a feel I'm going to be right there, hopefully, you know, because I do work with Super Chocolate stuff and Wookiee stuff. The thing is, guys, I don't see a lot of Super Wookiee stuff. I see a lot of Super Chocolate shit, which for me personally, I think Super Chocolate's the way to go. But how come, and Juan, maybe you could talk on this, but why don't you see a shit ton of Super Wookiee stuff?
I just think because people really don't have a lot of Wookiee in their collection, and people don't want to, how can I say it, sacrifice those females to go for a super. You know what I'm saying? They want to take that, maybe a Wookiee clown, right? They don't want to sacrifice that girl to make a super, but they want to take that Wookiee clown to maybe make triples or, you know, visual hats, you know, stuff like that. I have a Super Wookiee. I have a Super Wookiee head hypo female, and that's the only female that I have, and I mean, it's different than the Super Chocolate. I have both. I have Super Chocolate and I have Super Wookiee. So
exciting stuff. Well, good shit, Zane. All right, Craig, let's go to you, Craig. First and foremost, Craig, why don't you clarify like the foundation you feel happy with right now going into 2025 when it comes to your ball python projects?
I think I'm a lot like Zane. I've been focusing on getting a base of double and triple recessives. And so over this past year, I've really been getting excited about codoms, you know, Stranger, Wookiee, Hurricane, Scrambler. And I'm mostly interested now in how Confusion, you know, and how I can work these things into these different recessive projects. But I'm actually a lot more excited about codoms right now than I am about recessives.
I mean, I feel like you should be, right? Because like, how can you be excited for something that needs incomplete dominance to fulfill it? Like you want to maximize your projects, right? And you maximize any recessive project by putting the right incomplete dominance in it. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think you get the it's all about finding combos, and some of these recessives are going to show us a lot more when we get different codoms into them.
Yeah, and what are those incomplete dominants you're sorting after right now, Craig? Or maybe you already have it and you're growing it up, but what's the most exciting incomplete dominant for your projects right now?
I don't know. I think I'm really excited about Scrambler.
Whoa, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
A year ago, I you know, there was hardly any Scrambler at Tinley. This year, you know, of course, Chris Hernan was there and showing out some amazing stuff that he's been doing. And honestly, a year ago, I would have said I kind of want to avoid Scrambler because every time I saw it, it was Pos Scrambler. And I'm sort of like, well, maybe I'm not down for a gene that is mostly possible.
No, hell no.
You know?
Who the hell would? No, I don't blame you.
And this year I've just seen so much more, and I'm really excited about it.
There's some Scrambler hate out there, man.
Oh, big
Really?
time. No, yeah, there's people saying Scrambler is not. It's not a real it's not its own genetic. It's like just like it's like another form of OD. It's like a higher version of OD or something like that. And I think mainly because a lot of the Scrambler that people are seeing does have OD in it, and it's kind of throwing them off.
Or Calico.
Or Calico,
Or
right?
Calico, or both.
Which always makes everything more intense. But I will say, I think time always proves everything, first and foremost. I've seen Chris Hernan stuff in person, not like any OD shit I've ever seen. I'll tell you that much. It's
sure.
It's like on steroids. It's crazy. Like it's nuts. The thing is, I've never seen it really, like I've never seen what a single version really does to something. Like it's always like, I feel like years of shit packed into it, which could kind of like, you know, it's like smoking mirrors in a sense, right? But also, I don't believe that Scrambler is not a real deal thing. I think I have a good feeling about Scrambler, and that's only because I saw Scrambler shit on Chris's table, and I'm a fan of it. I love it. So
I'm gonna tell you guys, I can't wait to see Exantic Scrambler stuff.
For sure.
Oh,
yeah, that's gonna be fucking nuts.
Yeah, but let's talk more about Scrambler. What's going to be your direction with it, Craig? Like, where do you feel confident taking Scrambler?
Well, I'm starting in very similar to where Chris is at, and that is with this kind of Barnhart Black Pastel, which I think really brings out a lot of oranges, you know, some of the more intense ODs, so I'm excited about what it can do there, but I think it really does need other genes to be great. I just you see a single gene scramble, you're not going to be like, holy crap, you know.
Yeah, like a gravel or an asphalt. It's like not that impressing until you put another asphalt or gravel into it, and it changes everything.
But it seems like what I'm hearing is that in pied it acts like enchi and it shows more pattern. So I think it has a lot of opportunity to do stuff in pied.
Okay, let's just get this out there. I know this is random, guys. Who's a fan of genetic stripe in here? Like, just tell. I mean, I want to know if I'm going. If am I tripping? But who's a fan of genetic stripe in here?
Negative.
Yes.
Let's take a young hitter talk. Go ahead, Zane. What do you have to say?
I think it looks good in clown.
Give me
more. Sunset looks good in clown.
Right.
Oh, just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Hey, we're always gonna shit on somebody.
Facts.
You know,
I love you.
I mean,
I
that's why I advocate, bro, guys. Just who cares?
I mean, yeah, because it's all preference.
Yeah.
It's all preference.
For sure.
I hate pineapple pizza, dude. I know people out there who love it. Like,
yo, you know how many Kiki breeders are out there right now? They're like saying they're screaming at the screen right now.
Just relax. And that's Mark Bailey's one of them. Trust me. He said after every episode I talk about genetic stripe, I get my text messages full of fucking Kiki combos, and I'm like, and they're like adults and they do look nice. But what
sadly, I have something to say.
Okay, say this.
Because it's me. I have to say it.
Come on.
That genetic stripe byproduct, boy. Get ready.
Oh shit.
That shit don't go nowhere.
Well, mainly because, guys, I kind of like, I look at a genetic, and I know could be multiple genetics that make pied awesome, but if you can't make pied look awesome, I'm sorry, dude, you're not gonna have a future in this. And that's just how I really feel, because you know Emilio's gonna love this, but pied is really king. That's gonna be the genetic that's not gonna go anywhere, that pulls the pet keepers from the show, that's gonna draw people to your table. And if you could have that other genetic make pied even look more amazing, then you have another topic to discuss with that person that's going to just kind of elevate everything. And I just don't think genetic stripe and pied should ever be together. That's a terrible fucking snake. I'm sorry, but like, dude, that looks like that's like a pin. Like, again, where are we going with this? I'm sorry. That's it. I want to elevate things. That's it, guys.
I'm just trying to tell people out there, try your best not to produce a bunch of green, olivey genetic stripes, because you're going to have a hard time. That's all I'm saying.
You don't like the Kiki, MJ?
Kiki's good, but if the byproduct is gonna be stuck at your place.
Yeah. Listen, God bless. And this goes to anything else. Like, you know, you should really be confident with what you're working with, because it's your projects first and foremost. Shouldn't matter what nobody says. But I just had to ask you guys all that. It was a huge thing I want to ask you guys overall what you guys felt about genetic stripe, and it was exactly what I thought.
Hey, I think MJ likes Sunset more than Kiki.
Okay, let's get there. Who likes Sunset? Damn.
Kind of.
Damn. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a little bit more ratio, but yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sun's been set for me. You know?
That's a good one. Yeah. I don't like it in everything. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I want to go with Craig. Craig, what's your thing about not really having? Not that you hate Sunset, but why isn't it for you?
I don't know. It's sort of like, I mean, I think Monsoon might not be for me too. You know, so it's like, I know the nice thing about Sunset is that the value is pretty much held better than other genes, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I want to see it in the right combo, I guess.
And let's go
Sunset and Hypo. I like Sunset and Hypo.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that's probably one thing I've seen in person where I'm like, dude, I love this. This looks great. Hypo makes everything great. I think not everything, but majority of the stuff makes great. But Juan, let's talk. What's your thing about the sun being set already? Let's give us more about that.
You know, I just don't. It's just not for me, man. You know, and to each its own. And that's why this hobby is so great, because there's flavors for everybody. But I don't shit on it, man. I'm just here, talking it up. But it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't like it. And I'm just never gonna have one. I'm never gonna work the project, because I want to, when I open up my drawers, to see my animals, I want to enjoy that animal. And to me, a sunset just ain't it, So
I agree.
But I do agree with Craig. I think as far as the project for the sunset, what I've seen from it, that I do think there's potential hypo sunset and ultramel sunset. I think there's potential there, but just for me, I'll stay in my lane, and that's it.
Yeah, my favorite sunset adult is a sunset ultramel. That reptile for the centuries. God, what's the DJ? His name's DJ, right? Out of Africa.
DJ, yep.
DJ, yeah. What a kid, awesome kid. But yeah, that's the best example adult sunset I've seen so far. That it's kind of impressing for sure. But let's go to Matt. Matt, what's your thing about sunset not really being your partake on that?
There's just not a whole lot of directions I can really go with it, with the pattern and the color. And, it's like I'm going to get out of it. And I tried a few different combos. I kind of like the sunset clown and, maybe some desert ghost. But I'm just going to narrow it down. I don't really want to work with it anymore, personally.
Yeah, I'm real curious what a true ghost sunset's going to look like.
It could be really, really amazing. You don't know until you see it, or it could be shit. We don't know until you see it. Real.
Okay, the unfortunate.
I don't disagree with him.
The unfortunate thing with Exantic, which we all know, they turn what color when they're adults? They turn brown.
No, it's not brown. It's a charcoal gray. I
Motherfucker,
hate that
it still looks like someone shit on it. Okay, I'm just saying, bro.
Listen,
some of them do. Maybe pastel.
Some of them do, dude. I've seen them. You can't tell me what I've seen. I've seen some adult Exantics that look. I'm not saying yours, Papa. I'm not saying yours. I'm not saying yours. I'm saying there are some examples of Exantics as adults that you would never thought it was Exantic. You're like, what?
That whole brown Exantic thing came from the Joliffe line.
Okay, for the record, it's not a Villarino thing.
No, and it's not. Hey, I'm gonna defend TSK. I'm gonna
MJ.
defend TI.
Sorry.
Hey, that whole brown, they brown out. It is so frustrating.
I'm just saying, like you're up against some brown odds, bro. And I hope. Listen. Hopefully, like brown and brown turns. I don't know. We'll see what happens, dude.
They turn gray. It's a charcoal gray.
That's the black Exanthic, huh?
Well, black Exanthic and TSK. I didn't want to. I kept it. I kept the original name, TSK.
Right. Me too. I do too.
I like the MJ Exanthic stuff I've seen that's older.
It's beautiful.
And I've seen some that just really. Is it black and white? Oh, maybe not. But is it brown? No.
Crispy.
It's definitely striking for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's give some flowers to sunset now. People thought it was just going to be a batting contest.
Come on,
Krista.
Let's go. Well, I see Krista's leg moving. Hold on. Before we get to Krista, let's get to Zane. Zane, what are some of the flowers you'd like to give to sunset? Because I know you don't mind dabbling. So let's talk about you and your taste with sunset.
Yeah, so basically everything that I have sunset right now is working towards hypo sunset. I do think that sunset does have a lot of limitations. I think that in the clown, I'm not really I like it, but I'm not really sure how well it holds the pattern. It seems like it loses the pattern a little bit as it gets older. So I think if you add hypo and other genes that we've seen that work well in clown, you could probably preserve that and keep that color. But I think it would take a lot of work. But I'm pretty confident that there's a lot of potential there for sure.
Yeah. All right, Krista. Tell us what you got to say about sunset. Let's hear it.
I mean, I like it. It's a challenging gene, though. It's probably why part of it that I like. But I feel like it's unique too, especially as babies. There's nothing really else that looks like that in my sense. But I don't like it in everything. I don't really like it in clown. Some pieds are nice, some pieds are not. But I'm personally working towards the Sunset Hypo Puzzle route and the Sunset Ultramel route because Ultramel is a strength in my collection as well. So,
how do you like clown, Krista? Like, I feel like you're on the fence with clown. Like,
I have a little bit, but it's not. I'm not pushing it that big, but I have a little bit of it, like some Wookiee lace, asphalt stuff. Just not a lot, but stuff that I really like in it.
All right, you guys. Let's get to this next one, okay? Do you guys feel? Oh my God, I forgot the next topic I wanted to bring up. It was important too.
Real quick, while you remember, I like to focus on animals that have a broad impact overall. I got into Sunset because I've been doing this so long. I needed a new color palette to mess with. I wanted to be challenged. I'm with Krista. Sunset is challenging. I could see why Matthew got out of Sunset, especially with all the dark genes. I, in my opinion, I will not be putting any dark genes overall, for the most part, into Sunset unless it has something in there to really help it. Ultramel, or for me, like Candino, something like that, Lavender. But dark genes, I don't think do well with Sunset. MJ, if you remembered, go ahead.
I really haven't. My mind is completely just thinking about. It's all thinking about Sunset now, which is terrible.
Yeah. So I like animals that have a broad impact across the board in the market.
Oh, I remember now. Thank God.
Okay.
Okay. Yes or no? Is this completely off? Like what people are saying over the last year? Puzzle's the new clown.
Nah.
I don't think anything would be the new clown, man.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because clown. I mean, in my opinion, clown. Nothing ever beat clown because clown just works with every other. You can put clown with any recessive, right? You can put it with genetic stripe. You can put it with Sunset. You can put it with Pied. You can put it with Ultramel. The list goes on. And puzzle is amazing. I work puzzle. I love puzzle, right? I love the project. But you're limited with what you can put puzzle to, right? Pied, I don't think it's the way. Some people, I don't think puzzle and pied go together. Puzzle and G-stripe don't go together.
Puzzle and clown don't go together.
Puzzle and clown don't go together.
You also have to watch how you stack it. Because one extra gene takes out all the puzzle pads.
But we're just talking if it's the new. The question was if it's the new clown, and I don't think anything will ever be the new clown. You see what I'm saying?
What do you have to say on that, Craig?
I think maybe because of what Chris just said too. Like there's not a lot of genes that really suck with clown. Except for maybe puzzle. But it's like I don't think it's going to ever be as ubiquitous. Also, I say this, I don't have puzzle. I have Krypton and Cryptic, which sort of gives me the same feels. So I'm sort of here from the non-puzzle side why I didn't choose it, but I like it a lot. I just don't think it could ever be as ubiquitous as clown or pied.
And I mentioned this because we're in an era where people are coming into this and they're not getting any clown. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like you could do whatever you want, but it is something to pay attention to. That some people are coming in this with the after doing research and after talking to some people that you shouldn't have clown in your collection. And mind you, it's all taste. Do what you want. But for me personally, fuck. Like, what other rooted foundation is out there that's more heavier than clown? Like, I don't know.
And there's so much work to do with clowns.
Still so much more. Yeah, it's
ridiculous. Like some of these hypo clowns that I hit this year, right? Like, you never seen these combos, and now that you're seeing these double recessive animals, like especially the DG clown. This dude in California just hit a crazy DG clown with Hurricane, and that thing is amazing.
Yeah, Matsu.
I hit a Stranger Black Cat Hypo Clown this year. That thing was incredible. And Acid Hypo Clown, dude, there's so much work still to do. And, for people to say that clown is dead, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Clown will forever be the combo king.
Amen.
There's no way around that. it works so well. There's so much you could do to it. There's barely anything, like one of you said, there's barely anything that doesn't go well with it.
Yeah.
I've never liked clown pie myself. I don't work it. I wouldn't put pie into it, and I wouldn't put puzzle into it, obviously. But there's not much more I wouldn't put into clown.
What's up, my boy?
What do we do about okay, first and foremost, you know, I talked a lot about this year about certain morphs devaluing a project. Like for instance, having pastel in the mix, having lesser in the mix. Even though sometimes it makes that animal look better, which is not all the time, obviously, but we do have these genetics that will hit in a combo, and it will almost be something that you have to put on Morph Market cheaper than something that doesn't have pastel fine in it. But I'm curious about what you guys think about people who are invested in projects that want to or have to avoid pastel, have to avoid, you know, something that will devalue a project. What do you guys have to say to something like that?
I say don't even. I mean, if you're, you know, in my opinion, or what I'm doing, if I'm buying into something or making something, I don't even want to breed it if I'm breeding hoping to miss that gene. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that, man. I mean, if I'm gonna breed and I'm saying I'm hoping, right? I hope I miss this. Most of the time, you're not gonna miss it.
Yep.
So let's just be honest, right? So why even do it? I mean, you know, that's just my opinion. That's the way I'm working my projects. If I'm not gonna breed to hope to miss something.
1,000%.
Won't do it.
I agree with that. I think it's being mindful when you're picking up animals, but I think it depends on your budget too.
What's good, V?
I mean,
True.
I always have the mindset of save for that animal, but depending on the project, there's not a lot out there in it yet. So it's either you make your own pieces or you maybe pick up a piece that's already made with it in there. So there's a lot of thinking, and it kind of comes down to you personally. But I agree with the overall mindset, being very careful with it, not making supers with it overall.
What about it something potentially being able to get you ahead of something? And what I mean by that, obviously not everyone comes into this game with fucking deep pockets. Some people they do what they can sometimes. But if they are in a potential position to hit a double or triple recessive, regardless of the incomplete dominance in it, shouldn't that be something that, like, if that triple recessive will change everything for you, like, shouldn't you fucking shoot for the moon for that, you think? Especially if you ain't got money to buy for that visual shit. Like let's be real. Like, you almost have to be smart about how you have to hit certain shit in this game.
Well, I mean, personally, if I hit like a pastel, like hypo desert ghost clown, I'd be happy.
I'd be stoked as fuck. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I'd be
You know, I mean, even if it has pastel and people are hating on that, you know, it's like, it's still cool, especially if I could get it into a xanthic.
Right. Because you know why, Matt? Because we could just keep it. Like, that's the
Right,
thing. Like,
right. I'm not necessarily breeding for everybody else.
No, you're not. Dude, that's the thing. You're supposed to breed for yourself before.
Right.
You
Amen.
have to be selfish, bro. Like, you come first, and then you give people fucking the crumbs, or okay, I don't need this, I don't need that. But if you are not being the best holdback customer person for your own shit, how do you expect to ever to have shit like what Juan's producing or what you're producing, Matt?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or either all you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta hold shit back, and it has to be the best. You have to hold the best back, right, Juan?
Absolutely, man. You have to. If you don't hold the best animals back, you're gonna fall behind.
Yeah.
You know,
guys,
you can take that paycheck. You can take that paycheck, but where's that gonna get you?
That's what people are. That's the thing, guys. There's people who waited 3-4 years to hit some of the shit that they're hitting, but they need money, so they're producing it and they're trying to sell it. And guess what? They can't sell it. It's like, dude. And so what are you doing? You're gonna lower the price even more. Like, bro, that DG clown is now $1,200. Why are you doing that? Like, just keep it. Just hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? But like, do we have COVID to blame for that? Like, why do you think people got into the comfort zone of breeding something to sell right away? Like, or do you feel like that's just maybe the time we're in, the market? What do you guys have to say to that?
I think it's about the expectations people have when they get in, you know, and they get in, and if their expectation was, these are easy to keep, I like them, they're fun, and look at some of them make all this money, you know, then that's not a realistic expectation. You know, I think the folks that and maybe COVID was part of that, because that's where all the interest, the big boom in interest was. But I think it wasn't COVID itself, but it was this huge interest.
And then to add to that, I think people think these odds are so easy to hit, man. Like they'll say, I'll sell this one and I'll make it again next year.
No.
Negative, Ghost Rider. That is not the case. These odds are no joke. If you hit that animal, you better keep that animal, because I've heard people making, you know, double recessive, triple recessive animals, selling it, hoping they can make it again next year. Never again.
I don't know about you guys, but I've had a female give me like the most dreamiest odds to like the most shittiest odds the next year. Like, and there were so good odds where I could have sworn I was going to get maybe the same results, and not even a little bit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, where are all the supers at?
I think it's important, especially even with pastel, right? We need to separate the meme from the actual gene.
Yeah.
Right. Because pastel is a meme and lesser is a meme.
Yeah.
And so you need to separate that from the actual gene and go, oh, have you seen a super pastel freeway? Holy shit. You know? Right. And so the market can be a meme too. And I think when people first get in, they might think, well, I'm going to buy these snakes, and every year this combo is just going to, but if you talk to like Juan, I bet you're not breeding the same thing twice ever. I bet you're hardly ever breeding the same two animals together twice.
Yeah, no. You know, you're trying to, if you're keeping back animals and you're breeding, you know, the next year is the goal is to make even better stock, you know. And what I'm doing is I'm replacing my old stock with my new stock. You know, I'm just constantly replacing old genetics with newer and better genetics. That's what I'm doing. So
yeah. And I think no matter what the morph is, like there's a line of everything. And what I mean by that, like there's different quality of morphs between different breeders. I feel like when you have somebody very seasonal and so or very seasoned and very like rooted into a certain genetic, such as hypo or something, you're going to get a really good line of that. And I feel like starting with a really good line of something could really help you out, which is why I always say, like, you should really vet on who you're buying from. There's people out there who have the best line of hypo, they have the best line of Mandarin and the best line of Exantic, and the list goes on. But if you kind of do your research and your homework, which doesn't happen overnight, right, guys? Like, do you feel like some people get into this and they look at minimal stuff and think they already know what they want to work with without even like seeing the whole palette? Like, how do you really grasp what your options are in the ball python game in just 1 year? That's not possible. Like, there's so many things, and like this game will make you bipolar. You'll want something for a little bit, and then all of a sudden your case could change overnight. You know what I'm saying? And don't you guys feel like the whole research behind the thing like takes a while, like to understand?
Oh man, you never stop. I mean, it doesn't stop. It never ends. You know, every year you're learning something new. And going back to your, you know, as far as your quality, I think people lost focus of when you're buying your animals, you know, or bringing new animals into your collection. I think people lost focus of that. People aren't really looking at the quality anymore of the animal you're bringing in. People are looking at that price tag now. They're looking at what's the best deal I can get, what's the cheapest clown or hypo clown or combo DG, what's the cheapest I can get it. They're looking at that price tag. They're even looking at what quality or your best example on the market is to bring into your collection. And I think
that's a good point.
I think people lost focus of that, man, and you're going to pay for that, you know.
That's a good point, dude.
They also don't care what's in it.
Exactly.
That, you know, and
I think
getting back to the whole pastel thing. Listen, I have pastel in my collection, and there's animals you just got to work. Everyone has a budget.
Yeah.
We are not demeaning anyone. We are not demeaning anyone's projects or anything. What we are trying to do is set like a best practice towards, you know, people being careful. That way they can make it. You know, a certain gene being in an animal can make or break a sale for you. Okay, 35% of the market has pastel in it. So that's all we're doing. highlighting that.
Yeah.
Work your animals and enjoy it. And you know, much like you were saying, MJ, if you got a budget, work with the budget you have and build. You could build off of, you know, a low budget as well.
But also, guys, like, man, the good mentality to have too is like whatever money you invest in the project, just look at that money as it's never coming back. Like don't do this shit thinking there's gonna be a return at some point. Guess what? There is, but don't think about it because you don't know when the fuck that's gonna be. Like, let's be honest. Like, we have to have so many things go in our favor for us to even consider about getting a return in this.
Your snake could die, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
how about not even breed? How about you get the fucking won't breed, dude? Or dies first and foremost. Dies. Like you know what I mean? Things that just die. Like, we're talking living things that we can't help sometimes. Your practices could be fucking top tier, but nothing could show you that ingrowth fucking cancer that snake just got, and you're just like, oh, 2 more months for breeding, and then it comes out and it's rolled. Like, that's the shit that really happens.
It hurts.
It hurts, but you have to be able to take that, you know,
right,
and prepare yourself for that. All I gotta say is, like, guys, like, whatever picture that you're seeing out there where someone's making money off ball pythons, I guarantee that money that you see is coming from other investments too. Okay, like, let's be real. Anyone out there that looks like they're balling in ball pythons are balling in other investments. It's not just one thing. Okay, like, this isn't a fucking get me out of my miserable life and fucking let me just breed ball pythons to be a millionaire. Like, no, like, opportunities come, yes, big time, but there's nobody really out there who's just sitting on a fucking throne of money just breeding ball pythons, especially right now. And if they were, that's changed after the last 2 years for sure. So yeah, all right.
That's why the best breeders are happy right now when the money's not really happening like it used to be. The folks I respect the most are the most happy right now because of what they're making.
Right. And the ones that are hanging in there and the ones that are still really tapped into what's happening, you know, because you got Craig, you could admit this for as long as you've been around, you know, as far as what you've seen. I would tell you that there are people who are able to hang around as long as they have, because it, you know, if you sell good, I mean, if you make good stuff, you could sell, right? But this year and the last year, even making good stuff wasn't even guaranteeing sales. Okay. Right. That's what makes and breaks you. Can you, even though you're not selling, can you be a part of this? Or are you in this because you have to sell? And the people who are in this because they had to sell are the ones that fizzled out, the ones that sold their collection, which is a part of what we do. That's kind of, it's everything gets cycled in and out. That's the name of the game, right? But and me and Emilio, we just wanted people to avoid that, like because this is such a rewarding hobby. Only because if you really do love reptiles, well, what's cooler than producing them? It's fucking awesome. It's the coolest thing ever, because it's, for me and like Emilio, like we talk all the time, it's so therapeutic what we do for a living. Even though it is work sometimes, it's still like the best life ever. Would you say, Emilio? Like, would you want any other life, Emilio?
Definitely. I used to have a foot up my ass on my employer for 20 years. You know, guess what? Now I have my own foot up my ass.
That's a better way to be, though.
It's my foot.
Is it though?
At least it's my foot.
Yeah. So the reason I say that is because, yeah, MJ's right. It's work, but it's what I love. Yeah. And the reason I brought up the foot up the ass is because if you don't have that foot up your ass to get you, like Juan, to that next generation of animals, that next combo, that next badass freaking animal that's gonna make you so happy, or you know, you're gonna be able to sell, you're gonna fall behind, and you're just gonna give up. You know, you have to,
and you're gonna slip on the hard stuff, like feeding your rodents.
Yeah, man.
You know,
every day you gotta wake up and work to take it to the next level.
I had a couple people that have been on my show before, and I wanted to bring them back, and they only chose not to because they haven't bred all year and they're taking a break. Okay, and I thought about that. I'm like, dude, that's probably a wise decision, you would think, right? If you're sitting back and you're thinking to yourself, what do I need to breed? And if it's nothing that you really need or want to keep for yourself, then is that a good decision? And do you consider that taken? Is that considered holding you back by not breeding a whole year? What do you guys have to say about that?
Well, if you're breeding just to breed because you're going to sell the whole collection, then yeah, absolutely not. But if you're going to breed to further your projects, why are you going to take a pause on that.
Yeah.
I think you can't say I'm going to take a break this year from breeding if you're trying to advance your projects.
Right.
But if you're going to breed just to say I'm going to sell this whole clutch, then I would say yeah, take a break from that, because animals really aren't selling or trying to, it's just not a good market right now. But to me, you can't take a break from breeding. Your projects are going to go to shit if you do that.
Yeah.
I've definitely limited my pairings personally. I'm not pairing anything right now. There's just maybe a couple of females that I'm pairing, some true ghost stuff and stuff that I know people want and that I want. So
yeah,
I've got a few clutches that are about to drop, but other than that, I'm just gonna take a little break from it. I'm not trying to mass produce. I'm not trying to mill them out, and because otherwise those are just going to be animals that I'm going to have to try and feed, and they're not going to sell, and that's okay. I'm cool with that.
MJ, let's let the whole panel talk about this and then come back to me, because there's something I want to share about this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I want to let's get to Craig. As far as like having to look at what you're doing and consider stepping back and not breeding for the whole year. Well, why would you say that would maybe be a good thing to do or bad thing to do, Craig?
It's if you're going to be a breeder and want to stay current, that's a tough case to make, to sit a year out. If you could have moved your thing, because it's not the breeding that's the expensive part. It's whether it's the equipment, it's the
maintenance.
I just think if you sit a year out, then you're not in the game and it's hard to recover from that. However, it's better than quitting. Like if you're sitting here going, I'm just not going to breed or I'm going to have to quit, I'd rather see someone take a year off than quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that, Zane? Like, do you ever feel like, Zane, you could ever get to a point where either life is too much or anything to make you want to not have to breed for a year? Or is that something that can never even be in a thought for you?
Yeah, I feel like for now, like I'll probably be doing it. Like I won't be taking a year off, but I'm definitely going to be cutting back this year. I'll probably do like a similar amount of clutches to what I did last year, but I could do a lot more.
Nice.
Like I'm letting go of a bunch of adults as well.
Yeah.
Just trying to like narrow everything down. Yeah, it's like this year has definitely been like a test of patience for sure. And I think it has for everyone,
All right. What you got, Krista?
I mean, I'm still in the new, this is my second year coming in, so mentally it'd be hard for me I'm in the building.
Yeah, you ain't breaking anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I have to breed in order to do these projects. Now, I did reshape the collection a little bit, only breed stuff that I want to keep back and not really breed so much to sell. So I think that mindset is important, especially because I want to stay rather on the small side right now as I grow and not get too ahead of myself. So.
And before we get to Big E, I'll just say mentally, if you're not excited about breeding, then no, you shouldn't breed at all. Like if it's not in your head and not leaving, then don't do it. Don't do anything you're not excited for. I feel like no matter what it is, if you're not excited for it, don't do it. But what do you got, Big E?
Okay, so we've been saying this all year, and much like Juan said, and then Matt, Zane, you have to breed for your future projects. That's 100%. You can't stop that part, right? But let me tell you what I'm seeing at the shows, okay? Even from investment guys, all right? If these guys are bringing 400 animals to a show, they're probably selling 15 to 20 animals a show. So, and a lot of these animals are from last year, and they're 500-600 grams. They barely fit in the displays. Those are people that probably should be definitely scaling back. Those animals are not selling. If they didn't sell at the last 10 shows, they're not going to sell at this show. So people need to really sit back and realize that they're doing something wrong. And you need to breed a little less.
Yeah, but if you got that
shows,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I go to shows with 2 displays now. I have 4. I could fill all 4. I don't need to stress all the animals when I go. Okay, I sell as much animals or more than the guy bringing 400 animals. So they're doing something wrong. And this goes across the board, and there's many people that do this. All right? I don't understand it. We need to breed a little less for sure. Especially if you have an animal for a full year. Like, bro, did you produce an animal to keep it a full year? There's no way.
Yeah. It also really depends, like if it's an animal you should be keeping too, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Milo, do you have any topics before I keep going? Because I don't want to keep taking over. I feel like if there's anything you want to cover with everyone tonight, is there anything you want to bring up?
I don't know. Like, what were some of the biggest successes each of you had this year? That's off the top, you know?
Projects.
As far as projects,
yeah. And at the same time, let's also add to it something bad, or you know, some of
the good and the bad, I guess.
Yeah, the good and the bad.
Well, my redhead clown Mojave Kraken project was really, really awesome. I got some really cool redhead combos with Wookiee and Black Pastel and GHI involved. But the one that was, I swear it had all 5 genes. It died, man.
Oh, what?
And it was last out of the egg. And, you know, I went in there and opened up the little tub and he had passed. And so the king snake got, I don't even know how much that animal was worth, but
it's got was it? This guy didn't die, did he?
No. That one's still there.
Okay.
It was one of the other ones. It was in the earlier parts of the clutches that I had taken pictures of, and it wasn't really that striking looking. But I could just tell that it had all the, you know, the super gene stack clowns are the ones that are like, you know, they're not as pretty as this one is. This one I think is a Wookiee GHI redhead.
Clown.
Yeah. She's staying for sure.
I would hope so. Yeah.
But man, that one died. I mean, that, like you said, it was like one of the best successes and the best like letdowns, you know, all in one clutch, man.
Yeah. You know, dark clowns for the win all day, every day.
They're just so cool, and they're all eating well. You know, I got lucky with that because a lot of my hatchlings from 2024, they were born small, and I've had a hard time keeping them consistently feeding. So this clutch has been a blessing for sure.
All right, who wants to go next? Biggest win and then biggest loss of the year.
So as far as production, I had some really nice hypo clowns this year.
Yeah.
Like hypo clown had DGs, but the one that really, when I saw it, you know, when I cut that egg and, you know, it came out the egg, was that Black Hat Stranger hypo clown. Like, that thing is amazing. It's a female. It's a little girl, you know, but yeah, that thing is ridiculous, man. And then
did you post that, by the way, Juan, or no?
Yeah, that thing's up on my Instagram.
All right.
Black Hat Stranger hypo clown, and then I hit some combo hypo puzzles.
You want to show me where that snake's at real quick?
Keep going down. Keep going down. I'll tell you when to stop. Right there. To the right. Top right.
Oh, this
right,
thing.
Yep, right there.
Ooh, shit. What the fuck? How'd I miss this? Oh, wow, dude. Stranger, Blackhead, Hypo Clown. Bro, I don't know who made better Hypo Clown combos this year than you, bro. I really don't.
Yeah, that thing, man.
It's just awesome.
Oh, my God. This thing is so fire.
And I mean, dude, it just keeps getting better and better. It's like blues and grays and purples, and it's
gonna age so well too. That's what's exciting.
I'm excited, like, to get Xanthic into that, and like, you know, Xanthic and, you know, DG, and yeah, dude, it's crazy. And then I hit some hypo puzzle combos that were really neat.
Yeah,
you know, just all year, man, we were blessed. I think we had some really nice animals this year, like some DG hypo stuff, like incredible. Like I told you guys when I was here the last show that, you know, just the DG hypo palette, like I was trying to work off that palette, you know.
This
Yeah,
is
that animal.
so
Yeah,
crispy, bro.
Yeah, I love that right there.
So that
The
animal.
heat.
It's got to be the chocolate, huh, Emilio? It's got to be the chocolate.
Chocolate, cypress, and orange dream. It's just all three genes, man. And with the DG hypo, I mean, that thing's ridiculous.
Perfect combination. I love it.
Yeah, that thing is ridiculous.
All right, your biggest loss.
And then as far as, biggest loss was I lost a really good clutch this year. It was my only clutch I lost this year. And it was, I cut a clutch. It was a Hurricane Hypo Krypton clutch. And so Hurricane, Hypo, Clown, and Krypton clutch. I cut the clutch and I got 2 incubators where I incubate my eggs. And then once I cut or they pit, I put them in a separate incubator,
Right.
so they come out and then they shed in that incubator.
Right.
Well, my son went downstairs into the snake room and decided that he wanted to charge his little iPod, this little switch or whatever, little Nintendo.
Damn.
He unplugged my incubator. He unplugged my incubator to plug his Nintendo Switch in and charge it. So I didn't check on those animals for about 4 days. I usually leave them alone till they come out the egg. So I went in there and the whole clutch was dead, man.
All right, guys. I need a parental advice right now. Okay, what? I'm a new father. I grew up pretty, in the 90s and the 80s. If I did something like that to my dad, he'd whip my ass. Okay, so I'm just curious. If my son kills one of my chondro clutches, what do I can? Little firm smack on the ass, or do we verbal abuse? What do we do here?
Drop kick them.
Okay, got it.
Nah, man. I mean, I didn't.
I'm just kidding.
You get angry, right? Like, yeah,
What are you gonna do?
I was really upset, but there's really nothing I can do there because at the end of the day, they're kids, man, and
Yeah.
they don't know any better. So all I can tell them is, I showed him what he did wrong, and please never touch anything as far as power.
And then choke him.
And then choke him.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that was a bummer, man. That was an awesome clutch, and yeah, bummed out about it.
But you had enough wins to make up for that. I could tell you that.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, Zane, let's go to you, Zane. What's your biggest win of the year and the biggest loss for you so far?
I've been pretty fortunate. Nothing like that as far as losses go, but I did miss on some odds, which is going to happen to everyone. I missed on a Monarch Clown, which I was really hoping to hit. So like that one, it's not really a loss because I never had it, but it's a little unfortunate.
It's a miss.
Yeah, it's a miss. Biggest win, I made some really nice Hypo Sunset puzzle stuff, which I made some last year, but it's nice to have more.
Hypo Sunset puzzle?
Mm-hmm. Not just hats. So
okay, cool.
I made some more DG Clown Het for G-Stripe stuff, which I'm holding back. Apart from that, I'm not really sure what else.
Okay, what are we gonna do when there's DG G-Stripe Clown? What name does it come from Kiki to what? What do we do with that? I'm just curious.
I think it's already been made, but
God, is it named yet?
I don't think it has a name. I think it's just Desert Ghost Genetic Stripe Clown.
Who's gonna do it? I'm curious. Who has permission to name something like that? I'm curious. For reals, what do we do? I don't want another Kiki situation. What do we do?
Hopefully no one names it.
Hopefully no, dude. Right. I think that's the best answer. No name. No.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. Do you see the whole name thing going away?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a really impactful combo, I think, to have a name. I feel like there's some people that are quick to
I think that
name
was a flex.
something.
I think it was just for some people to flex and they hit something, and it was, and more power to them. But I just rather stay with the jeans, the name of the jeans, man.
It just creates more confusion, I think.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, let's go to Craig. Craig, biggest W of 2024, and maybe something that didn't go your way.
So I think they're the same event, and that was I had a near probably 50% colony collapse in my rodents. And we can talk about snakes all we want, but we got to make 50 of them for every one snake we have. So it's like,
oh my God.
And and I think the win was how I was able to bounce back, and me and my assistant, we just really worked our asses off and bounced back. So the biggest win came from the biggest failure.
Well, can we explain what went wrong? Like what happened?
Oh, it was totally preventable. It's I'm ashamed to even say it, but it was like I was doing maintenance on my racks, and we have automatic water, pressurized water for it. And I turned off the water, and I forgot to turn it back on. And I didn't notice that I'd turned it on until days later.
Oh,
and
shit.
Just the worst. I mean,
oh man, that sucks.
You know, and so that was, you know, was a big failure, and it was hard to come back from, but we, you know, you got to do it because you got a bunch of animals that need to eat.
I'll say this, this stuff happens to everyone. There's I know rodent breeders where one fan goes off and that whole side dies. I would say for everything, we should have temperature controls or stuff that emails us, texts us. Going forward, man, I sleep a little better because I get emails and text messages when temperatures go over or under certain parameters. That makes me sleep well when I'm not in town. I would tell anyone out there, do your best to set these different things up. That way, you don't lose. You know, you keep the losses to a minimum.
Yeah, and I check water all the time now. It's like I'm a little insane about it.
It's kind of crazy, huh, guys? Some of the shit we do, like just one little thing that's off could potentially fuck everything for us. And either it's the rodents or, like, you know, for instance, I have an AC unit or something. Like, what if something overheats this room or something? Like, I'm just saying, like, things could fucking nightmarishly, drastically change off of one little slip up, which you should never beat yourself up over. You just got to correct it and make sure it never happens again. I had a little colony going on earlier this year, Craig, and it was like springtime, right when we started to get warm weather in San Diego, and I had them in my shed, and I remember I went on a trip and I forgot to tell my person to open up the shed to air it out, and I came home to fucking majority of my colonies dead. Just by not having airflow and having having that small thing to do, you know, and mind you, I have a million other things I'm thinking about, like everything else taken care of, and that was the one little small thing I forgot to tell my buddy to do. You know what I mean? And you do, you know, sometimes you have no choice. You do eat you up because you're like, fuck, like I could have prevented this, but at the end of the day, like this shit will happen, and it also kind of it makes you who you are in this too, you know.
Yep.
And the biggest thing is you came back from it.
Yeah, I mean, most of my expertise comes from failure.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Same here.
You know, in anything in life.
Yeah, and you have to be okay with that. Like, meaning, like, I give you so much props talking about something like this because some people, like, you know, let's think about like before social media. Do you think a lot of people shared their nightmares with other people? No, they probably didn't want nobody to think like, oh no, like this doesn't happen to me. But let's be real. Some of the most fucked up shit happens to people based off like a user error, a breeder error. And it's okay, but we do a lot sometimes in life, and it's okay to fuck up, you know. But props on you on bringing that up, Craig, because I know sometimes that's not easy to talk about first and foremost, but you know, you came back from it. So mad props to you.
Thanks, man.
Did we get to you, Krista, about your biggest win and your biggest I'm gonna go first. Her biggest win was hosting her own Sunday night show.
Come on.
God. Sure, yeah. Could say that.
Go ahead, Krista. What you got?
Probably
tell us that production. Come on, that clown production that you've been flossing. That was pretty fire.
Oh, the cool banana one. Yeah, she's pretty, but I think I'm excited about the pieces that I have, like the collection that I have, like what I can produce in the coming years. I think it's gonna work together pretty well. So I'm excited for that vision to come through. It's gonna take some time, but I'm really proud of the way I was able to kind of build it and happy with how things are and the pieces I have. So, and being successful in breeding is, we'd say it's pretty easy, but that was just being able to fit in the groove and see the signs and see successful clutches and hatch them was fun too. So.
I think that's a huge like knot in the belt to feel like, okay, like I'm meant to be in this because like we were talking earlier, as easy as it seems, not everyone could breed ball pythons. Like there are attention to details that you need to have. Like you got to pay attention to certain things because if you're not paying attention, you'll never really like. It's going to take you a lot longer to figure something out that shouldn't take you that long to figure out. Let's be real, like because out of all the things that breed, ball pythons is kind of the easiest in the reptile world, but it doesn't mean you could do it without paying attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would be your biggest, not so much in your favor this year that you could talk about, Krista?
Probably like the dreamsicle clutch I had. Like some of them hashed out with one eye and some were kink. So that was really frustrating because that was the one I was probably most excited for.
Dreamsicle, more like borsicle. Who gives a shit about dreamsicle?
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry.
I was excited for that.
See, everything gets hit, bro. It's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's just realizing that nothing I did wrong, just some things happen the way they happen. So yeah.
Is that, I mean, I have no clue as far as producing any dreamsicle stuff. I think you do, obviously, right, Emilio? Has there ever been a thing about dreamsicle like being like a super GHI thing, like little issues with it, or not really?
I mean, I talked to Justin. He said he can get some issues with them.
Oh, see, dude? Nah, I'm good.
I could say dreamsicles, I haven't had issues.
Rare, but
lab stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of Tide, yeah, I've had some little problems here and there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. It's not that bad. All right. We got a big fire poking topic here. Who's ready for it? I'm ready for it. I need your guys' give me your honest opinion on this quote said on Trap Talk this year. Probably one of the biggest viral quotes. I'm not going to say any names who said it, but the quote was, "Fuck puzzle."
I knew it.
All right. Who wants to go first? Who thinks about
puzzle?
What? Did you just say that?
I just said it, dude.
Puzzle.
You started this, Emilio.
I don't need it, man.
Let the man talk. Go ahead. You got it. Well, go ahead.
I just don't dig it, dude. It's just not my thing. I like cryptic way better.
Oh,
it's not my thing. I know, no disrespect meant. It's just for me. I don't need no puzzle in my collection whatsoever. I ain't working with it. I'm not gonna.
Wait till I see you at the next
I
show,
love
man.
you all for doing it. But
Which puzzle?
Wait till I see you at the next show, Matt.
Puzzle from Wish.
All right, you got a lot of people want to jump on you now, man. Let's. All right, who wants
Do
to
it.
Who wants to reply to Matt's fuck puzzle? Now it's not the other person; it's Matt now.
So
it sells, man. That's why.
Yeah, no, man. I love puzzle, dude. I mean, I stayed away from the project, right? And I've told people I stayed away from it because I was working Cryptic and Krypton. Like, I love Krypton. Like, I produced some awesome Kryptons, this season too. So I stayed away from it because in my mind, I'm like, it's pretty similar. But Cryptic, the thing with Cryptic, it's more. You can do a lot more with it, right? Because you can put it to your crypt. I mean, if you're heavy inclined, you can put it to your clown girls. It's it's just more versatile than puzzle, but that doesn't mean that puzzle isn't awesome, right? I finally got into the puzzle project last year, and dude, this year we had some amazing puzzle animals.
Sure
and
did.
I love it, dude. Like, I just like Krypton and Cryptic is amazing, and puzzle. It's a gene of its own, man. It's amazing. The DG puzzle shit I've seen is fucking it's crazy. Hypo puzzle combos, dude. Like those ones I hit this year, they're fucking off the the shit Barry's making, and some of these other combos that they're making. Like DJ's been making some. Like, it's just amazing. So,
Miguel too, man. Miguel's been
Miguel. Dude, I actually bought a
dig it. Hey, I mean, they're ball pythons. I mean, they're all beautiful animals.
Yeah, they are. At the end of the day,
but it's just not my thing, and everybody's so pumped about it, and I'm just like, I'm just not into it, man.
Yeah, but
and I just love to see the diverse of like people's like interests, because you do have a lot of team puzzlers out there, and then you got some people who are like, nah, it's not for me, and that's what this is all about. Like, it's all about the difference and shit. Do your thing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, but why fuck puzzle? Why so?
Right.
Listen. It's not.
That's one way to look at it. I mean, it's just an opinion. It's like,
yeah, and it's just the word. It's just the word fuck. Relax.
I don't need it.
Like, it doesn't mean death to all puzzle keepers. Like,
Of course not.
Can we like, no, like, it's just
I
like,
thought it meant that.
Hey, that is the loudest.
Hey, Matt, wait till you see these crazy combos that you're going to be seeing here in the near
Hey,
future.
you know,
after he
respect-
punches you.
respect. I'll like them, man. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate, you know, people's efforts that they put into the projects. It's just something that I'm going to invest in.
Yeah.
You know? That's just my personal opinion.
Hey,
That's it.
people for all the hate other genes get, okay? No one said fuck spider, fuck pastel, fuck lesser. No, they said fuck puzzle. That sounds like to me like there's an agenda. Sorry.
There's emotions. There's emotion in there.
I'm not talking about you, Matthew.
Not Matt.
Matthew,
I was
I'm
like,
talking about you, my
puzzle.
G.
Well, you know, I'm not really into screw puzzle. You know, I don't need it. It ain't even my thing.
Just like some people, don't like sunset. You know, some people don't
Right,
like.
right.
And
I
one,
tried it. You
I
know,
haven't heard fuck sunset.
What do you mean? You hear
Well,
it here every week. You hear it here.
But fuck
Okay,
like
you know,
that.
Fuck sunset. There you go.
okay,
Nah, but you know, it's just flavors for everybody at the end of the day.
Yeah.
man.
right. And you know, it's like you know, chocolate, vanilla, cherry. You know, what do you like?
Whatever
And
you fucking want.
no cone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my ice cream is my ice cream. You're not getting any of it, so shut up.
Right.
Hey, how about fuck pinstripe?
Yes.
That's fucked
Right.
up.
I agree, man.
What's
It's
wrong?
not a good one.
Whoa. Come on, guys. Relax. Pinstripe.
Hey, if you don't like pinstripe, you don't like monsoon. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That's
That's
where
where I'm at.
Exactly,
Come on.
baby.
Yeah.
That's
Come
not
on,
really
come on.
cool.
You know what? No,
Hey,
I agree with
come
that.
on, come on.
nobody gives more reach arounds of monsoons than fucking Emilio on this show. Okay,
You know
this
what?
guy's
And I
Mr.
told-
Monsoon. He
I
loves
told-
it.
I tell people this, right? If monsoon to me, if pinstripe had a super, that would be what a monsoon is.
Yes.
Right?
I
Super.
agree.
I agree
Maybe
with
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think that I just think they're completely they're not they're
Yeah, I mean the pattern goes. I like how the pattern goes into the.
Yeah. Bro, hey, I'm gonna defend monsoon real quick. The monsoons that are being hit this year are fucking bonkers.
Dude,
That Justin hit, the one that
murder.
Corey
Clown?
hit.
No.
Corey, yeah, I would say
Corey
Corey.
hit, bro.
Corey's one of
I'm
my favorites.
excited. I am so excited to have triple recessive monsoon stuff coming. I'm fucking in love. I love it.
You know what I don't get about the monsoon though? That people want to change the pattern on it. Like, isn't that what's dope about it?
Agreed.
Like,
You want to
Agreed.
keep that?
I don't want to change the pattern. I agree
No,
with you.
yeah, I agree. I think if you're keeping what monsoon is meant to do, you're in the right place.
Yep.
But we all, monsoon is also going to be tricky though, right? Like we're not talking something that's as easy as put whatever you want into it. It's almost like a sunset, just not as ugly. I would say.
I would
Sorry,
work-
Krista.
I would work the monsoon with the color more,
Yes.
ultramel,
Yes.
But the
monarch.
pattern, because dude, that Burmese,
Xanthic.
that
Yeah,
Burmese,
Xanthic.
dude, ideal for
Yeah.
sure.
Like I think people that are putting these codons and trying to change the pattern on it, that's not the way to go for sure.
We're pied.
I think you need to put some Xanthic and some ultramel and shit like that into it, and really.
Yeah.
I feel like I take too much heat of saying my opinion on certain morphs. I want to throw Emilio under the bus right now. Emilio, what's your taste on Krypton Cryptic? You're not a fan of it?
I'd rather work puzzle, but there's animals I love with Krypton and Cryptic.
Juan, what do you say about puzzle? Like, what do you say about Krypton Cryptic being like the Temu version of puzzle?
No, I mean, like I said, right, they're similar. I mean, as far as the ice stripe, with the ice stripe and then the head, people really can confuse a puzzle if you're not really working the project and you're looking. Like I made some Kryptons this year, and people were like, "That's a badass puzzle." I'm like, "That's not a puzzle. Those are Kryptons." But to me, puzzles on its own, and Krypton is more versatile than puzzle because you can work it, especially if you've got a lot of clown shit in your collection, right? Like you can get really creative with what you do with Krypton. Like I think it's a cheat code, and I've been working it like a cheat code. If you know how to be unique with your projects, Krypton, I mean, you can get really, really, really unique with it, so.
And Craig, I know that's a project of yours, so why don't you speak on it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I get the same puzzle feels, from it. And I think a lot of people that say fuck puzzle are really, what they're really getting at is they don't understand the market valuation. And they're not working the project, and they don't know that they don't understand the market for it. And because the market's kind of good for it, nobody's going on Morph Market and saying, don't show me any puzzle, except Matthew might be, but but nobody's filtering out puzzle from their search results,
Yeah, but my thing is, I don't see as much popularity steaming up, at least not right now, with the Krypton Cryptic thing, and it's always confused me. Krypton Cryptic, I forget which is which. I really do, and I'm curious. Do you guys feel like that will always be an issue, maybe of like the confusion thing, like Cryptic Krypton, and like, oh, one has clown in it, one doesn't have clown in it, and you're like, I don't know. That's always been my thing with Cryptic Krypton shit, because I don't know which is which.
I think people I think that's why people are scared of it, because they don't understand it. But it's simple, man. Cryptic is let's just say clown. Cryptic, it's a simple recessive. Same shit as clown, right? Simple recessive.
Right.
Krypton is just a double head cryptic clown, but it's got a visual appearance to it. Like you see what I'm saying? Like a Candino, right? You see what I'm saying? But you can't tell a Krypton from a cryptic. You can't say, here's a cryptic, I'm gonna put a cryptic and a Krypton on the table, and I'm gonna tell you pick which one's which. You can't pick them apart. You see what I'm saying? You're never gonna be able to pick them apart
unless you get a shed test.
Yeah, unless you get it right. But I'm saying visually, you can't tell a Krypton from a cryptic apart.
Isn't a mirror the same thing as cryptic?
Yeah, a mirror, gizmo,
okay. That's
migraine,
version.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Hey, Zane, let's bring you in here, bro. What's up? Talk to me about what we're talking about.
I mean, I think they're both great. I think like the cryptic and Krypton stuff, like whether like you think it's confusing or not, like I feel like it looks pretty neat. So like I think the market will support it. Yeah. I don't know. I think the fact that it like you can't like I get that cryptic, or the fact that you can't make a cryptic clown kind of hurts it, but it's the same thing as puzzle because it doesn't really turn out how you want it to. So yeah.
Krista, do you even care about Krypton or cryptic?
I mean, I actually was going to work with this Ultramount stuff up until pretty recently, but I don't have a lot of clown. And so for me to keep things a little bit more succinct, I kind of chose just to focus a little bit more on the puzzle and Ultramount with Sunset, or like a little bit of clown too. Talk to Amelia about this as well, because it just adds another dimension, but then also adds more animals, right? And so I was kind of at that moment where, is this really beneficial, or can I kind of stay in my own lane and still produce what I want to produce? But I see the benefits of it working in clown, especially if you have a big clown population, to get that look that you want. But
we're also talking about something that hasn't been around for too long, or has not shown enough of what it can do, right, Juan? You would say, like, don't you think there's still quite a bit of room to show what this is capable of?
Yeah, and I think Krypton, like I told you, dude. See, cryptic, like I told you, simple recessive, right? I'd rather work the Krypton. And that's me, because to me, when you're working with the Krypton instead of the cryptic, you're going to get, in a clutch, dude, you're going to get the best of both worlds. Let's just say you're making some crazy hypo Kryptons, right? Like if you're breeding a hypo Krypton to a hypo clown, you're going to get the best of both worlds in one clutch. You're going to get half hypo clowns and half hypo Kryptons. All in so much, you see so much variety in one fucking clutch, which is fucking amazing. And do the Krypton stuff, it's so untapped, and you're just barely starting to see the stuff that's coming out of that project. I mean, dude, the stuff that's coming, I think people are going to get blown away by the stuff that's coming from the Krypton project for sure.
That's why I like it, because I have it in Ultramel and Hypo, and you get clowns, you get cryptics, and you can just do a lot with it.
Yeah, you can do a lot with it. It's so versatile, especially since, everybody has clown in their collection,
Yeah. So
if you have clown in your collection, it's a no-brainer to work the Krypton stuff into there, because it's badass.
It's not Timu puzzle, but it is less expensive and more gives you more financial leverage on your current assets.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I have a question if you don't have one, MJ, real quick.
Sure.
All right, guys. So what's everyone's opinion on Cosmos and Tornado?
I know more about Cosmos than I do Tornado, so I mean,
I'm not really familiar personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've seen pictures, but not really too much. It seems like an up and coming combo. You know,
other than Justin, who else has shown Tornado stuff?
I seen the guy that made it from that it came from his collection. I seen he made a hypo tornado, which looked badass.
Who is it?
You know what? I don't remember from the top of my head.
Is he from here? Or is he from like Europe or something?
Europe. He's from Europe. He made a hypo tornado, which was badass. Yeah.
I'm loving that Bambino stuff, that Cosmo stuff. I love the Cosmo stuff. I think that's gonna be big going forward.
So look at it this way, right? Cosmos and Tornado to me look similar, but Tornado's are recessive. You can get the same from just the Cosmos, which is an incomplete dominant.
Yeah.
So, it just depends. You want the recessive, which is going to take you longer, or Cosmos that's, you just need
I feel like I feel like going forward, we need another incomplete to really come in and kick some ass. Yeah. I'd rather it be the incomplete for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But what incomplete?
That Cosmos, man.
Cosmos, yeah. That mimics gene. That's
it's been kind of quiet on that, bro.
Yeah, it's quiet. He's not releasing any of it yet. He said that he's gonna release it soon, but if you have a bigger collection than him, he's not gonna release it to you.
Damn, I like that gatekeeping. What's that guy's name again? I talked to him. He's
Carlos.
Carlos. What's his Instagram account?
I think it's OTB.
Yep, OTB.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carlos. Yeah, I remember that mimic gene made some noise because he had it at Tinley, right?
Yeah, he made a mimic yellow belly clown do that thing was badass.
Wow, interesting. All right, check it out. I got a wrap-up topic, and then Emilio will hit you guys with his wrap-up topic. I do know one thing. I do appreciate all you guys, man. It's like, I feel like you guys are very passionate about making your brand look as good as it is, not only with the projects, but just the way you guys carry yourself. And I feel like that's kind of a good example for everyone to come into this game, like make your name look as good as it does. But what should we do? And we're going to go around the horn because I want all your guys' thoughts on this. But how should we, as ball python keepers, just reptile keepers at all in general, how do we vet what we do? And what I mean by that, obviously there's no secret that drama is a part of what we do. No, you can't avoid it. Like if you're tapped into this fucking game, you're going to hear about some sort of drama. Okay. But if it's something is to the lines of like lying, misleading people, stealing, first and foremost, these type of fucked up things, how should we as keepers vet something like this that's happening either in our circle, in our surroundings, to the people next to us vending? What do we do? How do we do about it? Is it better to handle this on let that kind of shit handle on its own, or do we as keepers need to do something and make a move on something like this? And whoever wants to go first, but I'm just trying to get your guys' opinion on how you feel like we should be vetting our fellow keepers and ourselves in a hobby like today.
Blast them. Just kidding. Wow.
I think as far as policing ourselves, right, or vetting ourselves. If it's a scammer, obviously you wanna be. Dude, if somebody's scamming you, right? Let's just say I got scammed, and I almost got scammed last year. So let's say I get scammed. I send money to a breeder. I send him 3,000. Here, I'm gonna use an example, okay? I'm not gonna say any names, but I'm gonna use an example.
If it makes you feel better, you can. Just so you know, I'm just want to let you know.
Okay, I'm gonna say it because you know what? Who gives a shit? Yeah. Daniel Ellison. Okay.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a tough one. Hey guys, first and foremost, I'm not saying this to be funny. Say no to drugs, okay? Because this is a terrible fucking story. Okay, first and foremost.
So check it out, right? I bought an animal from him last year.
Damn.
And I sent him $3,500. Okay, he was supposed to ship that animal to me, And that Monday, I went on his Morph Market to message him, and his account was gone. Okay, it was completely gone off of Morph Market. So I'm like, what in the world's going on? So anyways, I reached out to a breeder, and I'm like, you have his number? And they gave me his, and that's when they told me, they were like, dude, how much did you send them? You know, long story short, I told them. They said, here's his wife's number. Call her. She might be able to take care of you. The dude is, you know,
long gone.
Yeah, long gone. So
yep.
I called the wife, Brittany, and she was able to ship me my animal, right? She was like, we got it, Juan. Here you go. Boom. Took care of me. But the point where I'm getting at is that I could have avoided that whole situation because there was breeders that had just recently got scammed from him, okay?
Yeah.
If those breeders would have spoke up, especially, you know, me being in, you know, Patreons and groups and Discords like that, if they would have spoke up, I would have never sent that guy any money. Or other people that got scammed wouldn't have got scammed because we're speaking up. All it takes is, dude, especially, I mean, if you don't want to blast the guy because you're afraid, if I say something, I'm not going to get my money back or I'm not going to get my money's worth, I think you're being greedy and, you know, selfish because guess what? Your next buddy or, you know, another reptile keeper is going to fucking get scammed, dude. So
yeah,
to me, I think if anybody's getting scammed, I think you should speak up about it because that's not the way. That's not what we shouldn't be staying quiet about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We should not be staying quiet. But as far as the drama goes, you know, I stay away from that. You know, I'm not gonna get into drama. You know, I'm not gonna go out there looking for problems or. That's just me. But as far as the scamming part goes, I don't think we should be staying quiet because we need to look out for ourselves and our you know friends and other keepers from that getting scammed as well. You know, that's my 2 cents.
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, I mean, you talk about the stealing part. You know, it was right after the last show I was on with you guys, and I hate.
Oh yeah, that kind of drizzled into your episode. I forgot about
Sticky
that.
Fingers Mike.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, with the Sunset Clown, right?
I apologize by the way, Matt.
Business with this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was always something about him that just kind of felt off. Like he'd always hit me up bragging about his projects and shit. And I'm like, you know, why are you telling me this? You know, it's like, good for you, you know? And then I tell him about what I'm doing. Oh, great. You know, like, and then like, you know, it was like really, really shortly, like before this all went down that he was hitting me up about by potential triple het sunset desert ghost clown stuff, and he wanted to buy them like before they were even hatched. And I was just like, something was off about it, you know what I mean? And I didn't. What do you do then? You know, I mean, it was just interesting, you know. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, you know, that all of a sudden this guy comes out like, and I, you know, I don't even know what to say, you know, but when it comes to thievery, I mean, you know, we can't allow that to slide in our community, you know, scamming, no way, you know, but the drama, I didn't get involved with it, you know, with him, you know, it's like, he buried himself. A lot of these people that cause drama and cause problems in the community, they fall on their own sword, you know, and people sometimes they don't really have to do anything except just like say, hey, you know, this is what happened. You know, I mean, homeboy could have went to jail for what he did.
Yeah. What do you have to say, Zane?
I mean, yeah, I mean that situation's terrible. I mean, I don't know, and like,
but just in general, I know there's that situation, but there's also many situations happening right now as we speak that like is fucked up. You know, like just misleading stuff. Like yeah. First and foremost, like I know a lot of people think, oh, if you get banned off Morph Market, Darian was upset. It doesn't work like that. If you get banned off Morph Market, it's for a fucking serious reason, okay? And people need to realize that it's not this whole like, oh, anyone can get banned off Morph Market. No, I'm sorry. Once there's a fucking case built against you and you're booted off Morph Market, okay, for misleading, putting ads that didn't have the right morphs on and shit like that, and then also like not taking care of it with your customers. What the fuck? Like Matt said, that is somebody who's going to land on their own sword, because you can't pull that shit with what we do nowadays. Okay, first and foremost. But then again, like, how long do we go letting it slide before saying anything?
I think we also have to talk about like how difficult like things can be in this like hobby or industry, because like when you got a bunch of codoms like stacked together, like it can be hard to tell like what's in there, you know. So you could sell something and like say that it's something that it's not, and that's something you have to work out with the customer, obviously, whether like what you want to do there, you know. But I mean, I feel like as long as you're able to make it right.
Yeah, but with these people,
hold on. The biggest thing Zane just said. What was the last thing you just said right now, Zane?
Make it right.
Thank you.
Make it right.
Guess what? We all fuck up. Just make it right. That's it. Make it fucking right.
With the people we're talking about, they took the worst pictures I've ever seen in my life. Second, they were simple combos, man. So, I mean, I don't understand how they messed this up. So
let's hear from Craig.
There's a lot that that has to be unpacked with that story.
What do you think, Craig?
Well, aside from like the crimes, because most of what we're talking about are crimes, actual. But aside from that stuff, most drama is bullshit. It's beef, and people having beef with each other, and animals are easy compared to people. People are difficult. People are messy. We're all screwed up in one way or the other. And it gets really bad when one person's brand of screwed up meets another person's brand of screwed up, and it becomes a big cluster.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things that I do to deal with drama is if I know somebody has a beef against a friend of mine, I don't take it on as my beef. Like I have enough of my own problems to take on everyone else's problems with every other person.
Right.
I think so the answer is really these big technicolor examples we have. Those are just symptoms. There's something way more screwed up about the person than what we just described. And this is just a symptom, you know? So I think, I could have learned about the clown, what was it? The animal that got stolen.
Oh,
right?
sunset clown.
I think I could have heard about that from one or two sources and been okay.
Yeah.
But my feed was full of thousands of people talking about it who had never met either party.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and so it's like, I don't think it's a good look. Most drama is not a good look for the industry. It's bad for business. Just as a businessman, it's like drama is not great for business. It's great for content, right? But I think most people just need to talk, make more friends, be more friendly, be more gracious, be a little more loving, be a little more forgiving, and own up when you make a mistake.
Oh, it's my turn.
Hold on.
No, it's Krista.
Krista.
Yeah.
Well, she already said fucking blast them, so I think she.
Well, I mean, done in a professional manner, but you can't lie, cheat, steal. I mean, it will catch up to you, but with these animals taking years to grow up, sometimes that's prolonged. So if we know about it and we can save people headaches sooner rather than later, then yes, it needs to be let known. But I do agree, everybody jumping on the bandwagon when they don't really know the person personally. I kind of agree with that too. That's why I think it should be done in a professional manner, but to save other people heartache.
Well, I used to be very anti-drama. I used to be very, like in my lane, very quiet. But guess what, bro?
You met me.
No, and not only that, you know what? The real me came out.
Good.
And I can tell you this: I'm gonna help people avoid getting banged.
Wow.
And it's that simple. If anyone out there, you bang our people or you bang anyone in the game, me and MJ are going to get you. We're going to report it, and you better believe you're not going to sell another snake.
And what I have to say to that is I'd rather not, though. Like, can we not? Like, here's the thing.
Right.
I think a lot of people like, oh, MJ, you like to talk about... No, asshole. I have a platform where I fucking feel like I have to sometimes. Like, there's certain things that go down where I don't go to bed at night if I feel like I let this shit slide. Only because, guess what? I do this for a living. And I fucking love this shit. And to me, it matters if there's a piece of shit within our fucking hobby. Like, for sure. And if it's somebody who's painting narratives or making a post saying, hey guys, we paused our morph market, decided to not continue our membership. No, asshole, you're lying. And that's when I feel like I need to step up and not let people paint these fucking narratives that could go a long ways. Like, we could all agree that people just hear or they see what they see and they believe it. They don't even look into it. They just believe it. Okay. And I feel like false narratives that go that far could be a problem for not only the people seeing it, but just new keepers. Like, Krista, don't you appreciate, Krista, like you being a new keeper, like how much you're on top of your shit because of the shit that you're exposed to now? Like the shit that we talk to you about and the stuff that you see that's out there. Yeah. How do you feel as a new keeper knowing this stuff?
I think it helps me not to talk to those people and relate myself to those people, and also be aware that these people are out there. So not to say not to trust anybody, but just have it in the back of your mind and who you have in your inner circle. This is a small industry in general, but I think you have to be mindful of who you're associating with, who you're talking to, and to also have that professional image as well. But have a close circle is my personal opinion.
Let me say this as well, okay? A lot of us, even on this screen, have turned into public figures when it comes to our industry.
Yep.
We can't stay quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if we stay quiet, I mean, we're accepting.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like, how stunning and brave is it to say stealing is bad?
I mean, it's obvious.
It's some of this stuff is basic human stuff, right? Definitely, though, if people are getting hurt and it's a widespread thing, then we need to talk about it. There's no way to get around it.
I'll go as far as this. If
two people get in a fight, we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll go as far as this. If we wouldn't have made such a big deal, maybe this guy wouldn't have got his animal back.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
But I'm definitely with Craig, man. I feel like majority of the shit is just bullshit. I want to pick and choose, which I think is careful. I'd rather not, though. I'd rather there not be anything to make us look like we're fucking just morons, because we're not. There's a lot of... I met some of the most fucking successful people in life in this hobby, and that's a fact, okay? They're some of the best people you'll meet are in the reptile game. And that's one thing to focus on. I feel like, just focus on the good, and whatever, like Craig said, the bad is going to come naturally because we're humans. It is what it is. Doesn't always need to be glorified, I'll tell you that much. And I just want it to be clear that, like, it does get dull sometimes talking about, but sometimes I just feel like certain people shouldn't be taken advantage. Actually, nobody should be taken advantage of, especially in the reptile game. Like, when you're taking advantage of people and you're using the animals as a front, whew, I just have a problem with that. I don't know, but
yeah.
All right,
for sure.
That's my wrap-up topic. Emilio, why don't you wrap things up tonight with your topic, and then we'll let these gentlemen enjoy their night.
Across the panel, what do you guys see in the next couple of years? With sales, the economy, overall, the market, pricing. What do you guys see coming?
I think it's only gonna get better from here on out. But it's an election year. Usually, election year is always
different.
Yeah, but trying to go down, and people don't want to spend money, and it is what it is. But I think as far as sales and all that, it's going to pick up. It always has. Speaking of people, I mean, Emilio, you've been around for what, 20 years, 15 plus years, whatever it's been. You've seen a couple of these recessions, right? Levan's telling me he's been through a couple of them. So just speaking to people, saying the only time you're ever going to lose is if you quit. that's the only time you're ever going to lose. If you quit and sell your collection, that's the only way you're going to lose. So I think as far as, going forward, I think, sales will pick up, and just keep working your projects and continue to work and, see your projects, go through what you got to do. And that's it, man.
Respect. Yeah, Matt.
Agreed. I see things in 2025 being a lot better. Just with the inventory that I have, and just with the new genes I'm putting into animals and stuff like that, I think it's going to get better. And, I might not get as much money for them. Like, I might have a slightly depressed value, but all in all, the overall business is going to be better. The volume will be better. There's a lot of people that are getting out that just aren't into it, and I'm into it. I love it. So
good.
I'm confident that my idea on how to make it happen is going to be better than this year. And this year wasn't really that bad,
Yeah.
Respect. All right, Zane, what you got? Zane, what's the future looking like?
I think it's a lot of uncertainty, of course. I think it will be an improvement on this year. But like the one thing that I think I know is that if you make stuff that people want and nobody else has it, you'll be able to sell it. So it's like if you're like focused and having like interesting stuff, I think the market will like always at least support you. It might not always be as good as the year before or whatever, but someone will be there. There will be buyers.
Yep.
All right. What you got, Craig?
Well, I think these animals go very slow, and we want to go very fast. They grow slow, they metabolize slow. Everything about it is slow. So I think it's better to think about a 5-year kind of horizon than a 1-year horizon. And I still feel good about, but I co-sign what Matthew and Zane said for sure.
What about you, Krista?
It's interesting being in it a little over a year. I've seen the prices and stuff just drop from 1 year being in it. So that brings a lot of uncertainty on certain projects, of course. So hope it gets better in next year. We'll see how things go. But I still think being a little tighter on your pairings and playing it safe that way and still being cautious on overproducing much until the economy kind of gets back on track. We'll see how things go next year, but that's my kind of thought.
And one last thing, guys, like, do you guys feel like your whole mindset of production is less is more going into next year as well? Like, do you guys all feel like you're on that same energy?
I mean, I've always personally felt that way. I could be like 4 times bigger than I am. So I've always kind of narrowed it down. I just want to keep it manageable and keep it competitive. That's been my business model for this endeavor. So I'm going to keep it at that. Keep it under, around 10 clutches a year. Maybe 12. I think that's what I did this year, and that's where I want to be. That's where I feel comfortable.
Let me say one last thing about this topic. One more year, another year that you've gotten better. You figured out market trends. You figured out seasonal trends. We get through Christmas, we get through Black Friday, right? January kicks in, the holidays are gone. Guess what's next? Tax season, right? Tax season comes, right?
Yep.
Then hatchling season, and it all starts all over again. So what happens is that once the breeders that do stick around figure out these trends and that, these seasonal trends, sales trends, people having money, right? People not having money, people will overreact less. And I think that will also help pricing and will help the market overall. So those that do stay and stick around will help us because they might not overreact and give an animal away. You know what I mean? So those are things that come with time.
It's a patience game. You got to be patient. It's like fishing. You know, like having an add-on morph market to me is like fishing. You know, it's like sometimes you get a nibble and sometimes you don't. You just got to wait and keep your line out there, or else you're not going to catch any fish. I don't know. Maybe that's a good analogy, or maybe it's not, but that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, and sometimes there's bait fish, sometimes the fish are hungry, sometimes they're not. So that's what we deal with in sales. And
yeah, but what's crazy about fishing, you can't fucking put a timeline when you're going to catch that fish. You catch that fish when you catch that fish. And
exactly.
Yeah, and patience is key, man. And, you know, patience is something I struggled my whole life with until I got into the snake game. And I still struggle with it, but guess what? I do know that if you just side with patience, it's a lot easier for sure. You just got to stay busy. That's the thing. I feel like, and this is why I love, you know, the fact that I have so many diverse animals is because, you know, I have enough stuff to keep my mind elsewhere, you know, but you got a lot of people that just have too much in their own head sometimes where they just don't let it go. And it's like, bro, just be patient. Like, just let things unfold the way they're supposed to unfold. And it's a rewarding feeling. I'll tell you. And ball python game,
animals do all the work, really. You know,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do.
we clean them and feed them and stuff, but I mean, it's up to them if they want to breed. You know, we can't make
facts.
Yeah.
No guarantees for sure. As easy as it could be, there's no guarantees, man. But listen, guys, girls, obviously, wow, great episode. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate all of you. Let's start with you, Juan. Best place to follow your work for anyone out there who's curious. Go ahead and drop some the plug for your IG and whatnot.
Windy City Morphs, both IG and Morph Market. You can, you know, send me a message. All my information is on there. So all my animals, I do update my Morph Market. So any questions, just send me a DM. And yeah, appreciate you guys having me on today, man. And thank you. And awesome panel tonight.
Fuck yeah. Matt, where can people hit you up?
At ball.brilliance on Instagram, and at ball/brilliance on Morph Market. Feel free. I love to talk snakes. It'll be a pleasure to hear from folks. And MJ, Emilio, thank you so much for having me on. Everybody, I was really glad to talk to y'all. This is awesome.
Cool.
Fun.
What's up? Zane, what you got? Where can people follow you at?
Instagram, ZDC Reptiles, Morph Market, ZDC Reptiles. Pretty simple. I've had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on. This has been great.
Yeah, man, it's been an awesome time. Craig?
Instagram, Bash Coder, and on YouTube, Bash Coder. We've got the Reptile Workshop podcast, which is we put them out periodically. It's not a regular thing. We just put them out periodically. Cool. And then if you're interested in microphones and cameras and production stuff and wanting to make better reels, we've got an Instagram group called the AV Club.
Oh,
and
cool.
And send me a DM on Instagram if you're interested in joining.
Dude, hell yeah. That's what's up. Awesome. All right, Krista, last but not least, where can people hit you up at?
Yep, Neurify Exotics, Instagram, Morph Market. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'm also the host of the Girls Who Love Reptiles podcast on none other than the Trap Talk Network on Sunday nights. So tap in, listen, highlighting female keepers from various species, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, this episode's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys making this episode what it was. It really, and wouldn't be the same without any of you guys for sure. Because you guys are the 2024 All-Star roster. And I got to say, everyone out there, please go give these guys a follow. If you're not, you can find all the links to each and every single one of these guys in the description below. But give it up. It's a wrap for the 2024 All-Star episode, ladies and gentlemen. Epic, fellas. Epic. Juan, I'm going to keep my eye on you, buddy. Juan, I'm going to be looking for your shit in 2025, buddy. I'm telling you, man.
Hit me up.
You guys are all killing it. Have a good night. And thank you so much, okay?
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Appreciate it. Woo! Fire! That was a great episode.
That was fun.
That was great. We talked about a lot, but let's hear it from you, man. What do you think of this year's All-Stars?
They're great, man. All of them. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All worked out great, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, man. I like all these guys a lot. They all represent sectors of the industry and different combos, different trajectories. right? I mean,
Yep.
that's this game. The overall reptile game is super diverse. So that we had some the diversity on the panel today.
Definitely, dude. And I think they all are like, they're all individually their own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody really gave me the vibe that like, oh, they're kind of similar. Like, no, they're all individually their own, you know? And I feel like that's the beauty about this ball python game is you don't have to follow nobody. Like, you can literally do your own thing. And that's the fun part of what we do. Right. So yeah, good stuff this year, my man. I will say next Monday, I decided to go with no guests. I want a one-on-one episode with me and Big Dog, Big E, Top G, Villarino. So next Monday night will be the wrap-up 2024 New Breed on the Block episode with just me and Emilio, because I think we have a lot of stuff to kind of go over for this year. And I got some topics I want to cover with you. So be ready for that next Monday. For now, guys, please, Villarino Reptiles on Instagram. Go join the B-Unit family. One of the best subscriptions I've ever been a part of. Actually, the only subscription I'm a part of. And I love all the V-Unit members out there. And I appreciate you so much, Big E, Top G. But give it up. It's a wrap for Villarino Reptiles, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, bro. Thank you so much.
You too,
and
bro.
again, thank you to anyone out there who tapped in on tonight's episode. I really thought this was awesome to hear from all these amazing past New Breed on the Block guests come on and just kind of spit some fire for all you guys. What a good way to end the 2024 season. I feel like, man, we got one more episode left, but then it's going to be going down. I appreciate all the love and support. Let's get the likes up, guys. I think the likes could do a little bit better. Let's be real. This was a banger of an episode. Okay, so if you guys thought the same, let's get the likes up. Help me get my subscriptions up, please. If you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. All right, I got 49% of my viewers who are not subscribed. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You'll be reminded of every podcast released out of the network 7 days a week. Coolest reptile network in the world, and that's a fact. Hey, we had over 100 people tapped in at one point tonight. So thank you to all you guys, individual who tapped in. You guys are lovely. Okay, don't forget, All in the Tree Tuesdays right here on the Trap Talk Reptile Network. But it's a wrap, episode 576 in the book. This year's New Breed on the Block, 2024 All-Star episode. You guys have a good night. I'll be here tomorrow, and that's a fact. I'm out.